If you think
you've seen a Metallica fanatic before,
you are dead wrong.
Hi friends, it's Andriy Vasilenko. You might have seen this ranking of all Metallica songs from worst to the best. Over the past couple years you've told me about it a lot of times and wanted me to react to it, made some commentary on it. Now is the day. So I've gone through the list and well, the guy made a huge work and the guy had some valid points. In some points I strongly agree. It was like I could have written that myself, but sometimes it was like, man, what's your problem? My problem is that I like underdogs. And so today I'll go to the list and I'll pick the worst songs from each album according to Loudwire to justify them, to persuade you that those are not that crappy songs. I do have criticism towards almost any of them, but today I'm only defending Metallica. Today I'm Metallica's lawyer. I'm the judge, the jury, the executioner too, protector, projector, refrigerator. And speaking of dirty windows, I finally got rid of that annoying sticker. Let's see how can I justify Metallica's crappiest songs. And so, Hardwired to Self-Destruct. According to Loudwire, the worst song on the album is Murder 1, and right next to it, Am I Savage. But in general, the second disc is often counted the worst one. But in my opinion, the second disc has more solid riffs. And that of Am I Savage being one of the best Metallica riffs ever. You don't see Metallica using harmonics much in the riffs, and just really see this mix of groove and swing. And whatever makes a riff in a standard tuning so freaking heavy. And also the third worst song on the album, Here Comes Revenge. Can you recall anything like that in Metallica's history? This percussion with dead notes. And a good portion of criticism Metallica gets for their lyrics, for James's poetry there. Well, I judge only music here. And you know, the guy who made the list, he really liked Hardwired more than Death Magnetic. Because, according to him, the worst Metallica song ever is Suicide and Redemption. And not far from it, the Judas Kiss, at the really bottom of the list. It gotta be something personal. And now I'm completely disagreeing. And I've told a lot of times what makes these particular songs and riffs on these songs so special. Let's start with the Judas Kiss. There's a clip on YouTube, James records kick-ass riff. That's going to be the Judas Kiss one.
How'd that feel? Okay.
This leak had grown from something semi-stupid
Stop the fire!
to the new classic of Metallica. And it definitely has one of the best choruses in Metallica history. And in general, even though it's quite long, I don't see anything I would throw away. Everything sounds like a classic Metallica song, either on Justice or Master of Puppets. Imagine it on those albums. And Suicide and Redemption. Well, this is one of the 4 Metallica instrumentals. They do them really rarely. That was the first time in 20 years. And they used features of all the instrumentals from before. It has the melodic interlude, like in Too Little to Die. Bass intro, kind of, like Orion. And they maybe just kept Tool in mind when making it, hence the title of demo. Man, I don't know why. Each of the riffs is jam. And how can you not love the interlude that builds up, which ends up with this landslide of James's solo? How can you not feel the goosebumps? And can you believe that even the worst songs on Saint Anger are listed higher, the worst being Purify? Pretty predictable, but I don't know anyone who would not be hooked by this riff. Also the outro. It has some Black Album low-dish vibes. And then the second worst song on the Saint Anger, Unnamed Feeling. Man, again, this must be personal, because this is one of the most unique Metallica songs ever. A ballad of Saint Anger. The interlude, I don't know, the breakdown. subtle James's breakdown lyrically. If in Suicide Redemption James dropping a musical weight in this solo and go full crazy, in The Unnamed Feeling he seems to drop the lyrical weight. Weird mix of something melodic and clean and soft with something so brutal that Metallica never showed before. And so we've got to reload and load. And the guy who made the list, he definitely prefers load over reload. Like I do, but not that much. There are 8 songs from reload before one from load comes up on the list. And the worst one is Fuel. Not that I am a big fan of the song, but can you deny that this sounds so badass live? And rarely does Metallica start a song straight from the vocals.
Give me fuel, give me fire, give me diamonds and a star.
They don't fuck around, they just go straight to the point. To one of the fastest licks they did since Justice. Then we have Load, which the guy obviously loves. Poor Twisted Me. Most would agree this is the worst Metallica song because this is the most loose track in Metallica history, but it depends on the mood. I can play it without problem. Now approach the classic untouchable Metallica. Do we have crappy songs on the first 5 albums? Let me tell you a secret. I don't listen to Metallica all day long. Sometimes I need to relax and watch some other naughty stuff. And so I'm a big user of VPNs. And what about unlocking all the streaming services, including 30 regions of Netflix? With one click, regardless your location, with the fastest speed and securest privacy. Meet Oak. This is a very simple yet powerful VPN with unique features that nobody else provides, such as smart routing. You just pick the closest location and Oak does the rest with the speed of dire sieve. And speaking of mom and dad, you may share your VPN account with anyone, up to 100 customized profiles and for up to 6 different devices, so that your dear people could watch the naughty stuff that they like. Plus, Oak owns all the hardware, so your privacy cannot be compromised. Try it with a 3-day free trial with no payment details needed by following the link in description. And especially for my friends, that is you, a 15% discount on 15% discount on any subscription by using my coupon HUI. The Black Album. And well, at this point it makes no sense to defend these songs because there is some sort of distinguishing line between the Black Album and Load. Black Album is the last sort of Metallica classic, and everything on it is sort of untouchable. Because how can the best selling metal record ever have flaws? On this list we are reviewing now, the worst songs on this record are Don't Tread on Me and A Wolfen Man. These are indeed not that strong, but I would be less surprised if it was, say, Holiday in Town, Truth Than Ever, because those songs were like, yeah, alright. While Don't Tread on Me and A Wolfen Man, they have distinct characters. Don't Tread on Me with this marching pace, which is pretty rare in Metallica, and yeah, what a perfect song to make a gun drum cover on. And A Wolfen Man, the song really breezes, and the main riff is as sharp as the wolf's teeth. And this song, alongside Hero of the Day and Till It Sleeps, I heard them for the first time in the S&M version. I liked those more than the studio ones, but in general this is a jam that Metallica should have played more. And it may be a surprise to you, but James Hetfield criticized the Black Album for its filler songs. But imagine all these filler songs from the Black Album, say on Hardwired, just play them side by side and guess what would be the hits. They know where they go, they don't stop and go for no reason. They just shine less comparison to the masterpieces, to the big boys. But this guy ranked them pretty low. Right, now Injustice for All. And the worst one here is The Shortest Straw. And it's pretty low on the list. It's actually the 4th from the bottom. Whoa. Whoa! And the second worst on Justice is Dire's Eve. And the gap between them are almost 50 points. I would not be that surprised if it was, say, Eye of the Beholder, since Lars Ulrich has admitted he does not like the song that much. It was too random, while The Shortest Straw has its pace and the riff change pretty smoothly. And what riffs! Not to mention the brainfuck intro. And of course Kirk's solo. And Dice Eve, well, it's not that low, it's in the middle. If you watched my 20 level series, you know that Dice Eve, it is the most extreme song in Metallica, almost in every metric. This is the last song on the album, and it feels like they squeezed all the craziness and thrashiness they did in the 80s in one song as their final stand. You know what next album would be. Then we have Master of Puppets, and even though Leper Messiah, it's the lowest at 57, well, it's still higher than 80% of anything after Black Album here. It continues the tradition of Whom the Bell Tolls of medium tempo song, which would be picked up by Harvester of Sorrow, and Metallica had given in to slower tempos after Justice. And this is why Leper Messiah, alongside The Thing That Should Not Be, stands out in that regard. And also Ryan is also quite slow. Another proof that Master of Puppets is the best record. It does not have filler songs. And it's funny that Master of Puppets, Red Lighting and Kill 'Em All have the worst tracks one by another on the list. Leper Messiah 57 and now Escape at 56. Can you believe it? Escape beats Leper Messiah and Dire Thief, The Shortest Straw, and a whole bunch of songs most of you would have ranked higher, including James.
So do you know what song is next? God, don't say it.
It was written in mere days as the filler track.
Escape was one of the songs that was written in the studio. We had all the songs, and Lars said they want us to record one more, and it was really last minute.
Escape is a unique song, and it's not angry, but rather upbeat. The chorus is in major key. Extra touches. The Metallica now does not do, but they did in Escape, but still they hate it. And the first Metallica breakdown. Actually, that's the slowest they got in the 80s, except the intro to Lose to Die. And it seemed to have worked live. The only time they played it, we have to defend the song to Metallica, because we know that Escape is not that bad. And now finally, Kill 'Em All. Right next to Escape, at 55, Metal Militia. Highest ranked worst song. So basically Metal Militia is the best worst Metallica song, according to Loud War. Pretty happy end for this list, so the video kinda came full circle. We began it, how Speed of the Bone is treated so well, arguably the best song on the latest Metallica album. Was written as a reference to the worst song on the first Metallica one. About which song have you changed your mind? Check out. Thanks for watching and listening. Hear you next time, friends.
Хуй! Тихо, тихо!